Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce are getting married, and the entire celebrity world is losing its mind over it. The biggest names in music, sports, and entertainment are already talking, reacting, predicting, and some are desperately trying not to talk. When Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce announced their engagement with a simple Instagram post in August 2025, it broke the internet. And that's not a figure of speech. Swift wrote in the caption, "Your English teacher and your gym teacher are getting married," alongside a carousel of photos from the proposal. She turned off the comments section on the post, which had already amassed more than 12 million likes. But that didn't stop friends and fans from sharing their support elsewhere. The reactions came fast, and they came from everywhere. The official NFLX account was among the first to react, writing simply, "Congratulations to Travis and Taylor. Short, clean." The league that had spent 2 years trying to figure out how to handle the Taylor Swift phenomenon finally just leaned all the way in. Travis's longtime Kansas City Chiefs teammate Patrick Mahomes reposted the couple's announcement to his own Instagram story alongside 3 heart emoji. No words needed from the 2-time Super Bowl champion. 3 hearts said everything. Then Gordon Ramsay showed up. The celebrity chef shared a photo of himself with Kelce on the sidelines of a Chiefs game, writing in the caption, "From one ring to the next. Congrats Killatrav and Taylor Swift." Ramsay also tapped into the couple's high school engagement announcement, signing his post, "From your favorite home ec teacher, GX." The man has 3 Michelin stars, and he still found time to get in on the bit. That's the power of this relationship. And then Martha Stewart arrived. The lifestyle icon wrote in the caption of an Instagram post, "It's time to call in the ultimate wedding planner," attaching a clip from an old Martha Stewart living episode of herself sipping champagne and tagging her eponymous wedding publication, Martha Stewart Weddings. Martha was volunteering publicly on the internet, and honestly, nobody was mad at her for it. Kelce's New Heights podcast, which he co-hosts with his brother, retired Eagles star Jason Kelce, chimed in with a "How It Started" vs. How It's Going post on X. In a separate Instagram post, the account reposted a photoshopped version of the pair's engagement pic, with a shirtless, screaming Jason Kelce emerging from one of the rose planters behind them. That's the kind of energy only a brother can bring to a moment like that. In a promotional clip ahead of the latest New Heights episode, Jason congratulated his brother on the engagement news, noting the brothers had recorded that episode before the news was announced. "There is one gigantic piece of news that just hit the waves," he said. "Travis is not here to address this himself, but we felt necessary as a team to send Travis and Taylor a giant congratulations for being engaged. Now, here's how the proposal itself went down. Kelce turned his backyard into a garden out of Swift's wildest dreams before he knelt to the ground and pulled out a ring and said, 'Marry me, Juliet Taylor.' The proposal happened in the garden of his Leawood, Kansas home. After 2 years of dating, a milestone that only intensified public interest in the wedding, with both fans and media outlets closely tracking every new detail that emerged. Kelce and Swift had started dating publicly in October 2023, as she began showing up at several Kansas City Chiefs games to cheer on the star tight end. What started as a rumor turned into one of the most documented love stories. In pop culture history, every Chiefs game, every sideline hug, every post-game meetup captured by someone with a long lens. And now, it was all building to this. Swift released her 15th Billboard 200 #1 album, The Life of a Showgirl, that October, moving a record-breaking 4 million equivalent album units in its first week, while Kelce signed on for his 14th season with the Kansas City Chiefs the following April. So by the time the engagement dropped, both of them were at the very peak of what they do. The English teacher and the gym teacher, indeed. Swift expressed her feelings during her October Tonight Show appearance, telling host Jimmy Fallon that "Kelce is just my favorite person I've ever met. No offense to everyone else. But the fact that this is the person that I get to hang out with every day forever is just like, that's the whole thing. That's the whole thing." And the whole world agreed with her. Once the engagement was official, the question stopped being, will they, and became where and how big. The answer, when it finally leaked out, stopped people cold. The White Veil occasion will take place at Madison Square Garden. in New York City on July 3, according to TMZ. Madison Square Garden, the most famous arena in the world, the place where legends perform, where championships are won, where the Knicks break your heart every single year. And now, a wedding. Swift is known for her big July 4th parties, so the timing isn't a huge shock. But many are surprised she'd get married at an arena. But think about it for a second. This is a woman who has performed 8 sold-out shows in that building. She didn't just want a pretty venue, she wanted a stage. And Madison Square Garden is the biggest stage in America. Page 6 reported that multiple sources confirmed Madison Square Garden as the wedding venue, with one source saying everyone's been sworn to secrecy. A source described privacy as of number one importance to both Swift and Kelce, with a potential plan involving guests arriving at the venue on blacked-out buses. Blacked-out buses for what is reportedly over 1,000 guests. The logistics alone are a production. According to TMZ, Swift and Kelce are paying well into the millions for their wedding event after renting out the arena for at least 3 days. Booking Madison Square Garden typically costs $1 million per night. Sources say the soon-to-be weds rented out MSG for at least 3 days, 1 day early for setup, the day of the event, and the day after to strike it all. An industry insider tells TMZ that booking the venue would set you back about $1 million per night. And Taylor did not get a special deal on the world's most famous arena. No discount, not even for someone who's sold the place out 8 times. She's played a total of 8 sold-out shows at MSG over the course of her career. But there were no freebies because the arena is owned by a publicly traded company, Madison Square Garden Entertainment Corp., and they've got to answer to stockholders. Even Taylor Swift can't charm the stockholders. Luxury wedding planner Sonal Shah told the New York Post, "I would expect the cost of renting Madison Square Garden for a Saturday night wedding to be approximately $1 million to $2.5 million before you even begin building the wedding itself." And building the wedding itself? Shah predicts, once you add production, security, catering, entertainment, and decor, a Madison Square Garden wedding could very realistically become a $10 million to $20 million plus event. $20 million for a wedding. And somehow, given who these two people are, that doesn't even feel absurd. Now here's where it gets a little more layered. According to some sources, Taylor and Travis are actually getting married in an unknown location, with a limited number of people in attendance for the ceremony itself. Then, the couple will head to their wedding reception, and that venue is what matches the Madison Square Garden reports. There, they'll host a much larger party, complete with attendees who've signed ironclad NDAs. The Garden currently has no events scheduled between June 29 and July 6, 2026. Whatever's happening in that building, the calendar has been cleared. The stage has been set. Reports also claim that Taylor Swift is spending long nights at New York's Electric Lady Studios, with insiders saying the pop star is crafting a beautiful love song as a wedding gift for her fiancé Travis Kelce. The fascination around a possible wedding song taps into a specific part of Swift's mythology, the sense that her music doubles as a running diary, with fans invited to decode their way through relationships, breakups, and reunions. A song written for Kelce premiered on their wedding day. That would be something else entirely. And then the mayor of New York City walked into the story. New York City Mayor Zoran Mamdani gave some subtle insight into the upcoming wedding. While addressing security measures being established for the FIFA World Cup 2026, he told reporters, "We are used to big events and we are incredibly excited for this one. We know it coincides with the Knicks finals run. We know it coincides with July 4, America 250, Taylor Swift's wedding, all happening at the same time, and we are so excited to welcome the world here." The mayor of New York just casually confirmed the wedding in a press conference about soccer. New York City, everybody. The guest list for this wedding reads less like an RSVP spreadsheet and more like the lineup for the biggest music festival you've never been invited to. Between 100 and 200 guests are expected to attend the wedding, with singer Benson Boone and model Karlie Kloss already receiving invites per TMZ, over 1,000 people. And every single one of them had to go through an unusual process just to find out the details. TMZ reported that Swift has been personally calling friends to invite them to the event. Rather than relying on traditional invitations, guests must also sign a strict non-disclosure agreement before receiving any additional details. Think about that for a second. She's personally calling over 1,000 people, one by one, on the phone. That's commitment to the bit. Guests invited to the wedding are reportedly required to sign the strict non-disclosure agreement before receiving any details about the event, according to TMZ. The agreement prohibits attendees from sharing information about the wedding and carries unspecified consequences for violations. Unspecified consequences. That is doing a lot of work in that sentence. Perez Hilton reacted to the news on his blog, writing that the secrecy surrounding the event was only fueling further public interest. The tighter the secrecy, the more curiosity grows, he wrote. And when an event this anticipated starts requiring legal paperwork just to attend, the intrigue only gets bigger. He's not wrong. Now, the guest list itself, according to page 6, Karlie Kloss, Zoe Kravitz, Ed Sheeran, Suki Waterhouse, the Haim sisters, Gigi Hadid, and Selena Gomez are among the A-list guests believed to have received invites. That's basically a Coachella headliner lineup, except they're all just attendees. Singer Somber is also expected to attend the couple's July 3 celebration at Madison Square Garden. The rising artist has become part of Swift's inner circle in recent months after performing during her Songwriters Hall of Fame induction ceremony and spending time with the singer following a New York Knicks game. Taylor's inner circle doesn't form casually. If you're in, you earned it. On the celebrity side, there is a high possibility that Selena Gomez and Gigi Hadid will appear as bridesmaids. Selena Gomez as a bridesmaid. That's a headline in itself. Avowed Swiftie Nikki Glaser predicted a big wedding, telling E! News at the 2025 AMTV Video Music Awards. It has to be, and Nikki Glaser calling something big after she delivered the now iconic roast of the year means something. When the woman who roasts people for a living says, "Your wedding is going to be massive," believe her. But then there's the side of the guest list where names go to not be mentioned. Miles Teller and his wife, Kelce Sperry, were previously confirmed by page 6 to have been left off the guest list following a falling out. Miles Teller, who was once part of the inner circle, famously present at the Rhode Island 4th of July parties in years past, is reportedly not going to be in the room where it happens. The falling out between the two camps has been speculated about for months, and the guest list has apparently made it official. And then there's Kylie Kelce, Jason Kelce's wife, Taylor's future sister-in-law, a woman who knows everything and is absolutely fed up with being asked about it. She shared on her Not Gonna Lie podcast to literally everybody, "I know it usually comes from a good place, not always, but quit asking me and my mother-in-law about upcoming nuptials," Kylie said. "Nobody's F-king telling you anything. I don't have any details." She said it 3 times. 3 times. The woman does not have details, and she needs you to know that. The Kelce family, it turns out, is just as locked out of the information as everyone else. Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce's wedding has easily become one of the most hyped pop culture events since Prince William's 2011 royal wedding to Kate Middleton, except unlike the Brits, who opened up their invites to nearly 20 locals. You're probably not invited. The difference is, the British royal family issued formal printed invitations. Taylor Swift is making personal phone calls and then handing you an NDA. Different era, same spectacle. For all the chaos swirling around this wedding from the outside, the two people at the center of it have been remarkably controlled in what they let slip. But they have let things slip, and those moments have been picked apart with the forensic intensity of a crime scene investigation. It started with the question of live music versus a DJ. Travis Kelce's first major wedding detail dropped on the September 17, 2025 episode of New Heights. When guest host Jimmy Fallon asked the athlete if he and Swift had started planning following their August 26 engagement announcement, Kelce confirmed they were already thinking about the entertainment. "Yeah, I think we're live music kind of people, you know," he said. Live music at a wedding that is reportedly taking place inside Madison Square Garden, with a guest list full of people who have charted Billboard #1s. The music at this wedding is going to be ridiculous. As Taylor herself joked, it would be hard to keep Ed Sheeran from performing at her wedding. Ed Sheeran, who has co-written some of her biggest songs. If he gets on stage at this wedding, it will probably trend globally in real time. In response to the live music revelation, Fallon praised Kelce's performing skills and asked his brother Jason if it came as a surprise. "I've seen these moves all growing up," Jason said. "He's always had this in his bag. He's been a man of entertainment since the beginning, so this is not surprising." Now, Taylor herself has talked about the wedding in carefully selected settings with carefully measured words. On The Graham Norton Show, after Norton asked if she was already planning for the big day, Swift said, "I'm just doing the album thing now, and then I think the wedding is after that." On the same show, Swift joked that Norton will know after the host asked if the wedding would happen in 2026, clarifying that she meant she'd be inviting him to the event, as well as everyone she's ever hung out with. "I know it's going to be fun to plan," Swift explained, "because I think the only stressful weddings are the ones where you have a small amount and people are on the bubble. Over 1,000 guests, and nobody is on the bubble. That tracks." While Taylor is known for having a celebrity-heavy squad, she admitted in October 2025 that she had yet to consider any bachelorette party plans. "You would think that I had been that type of person who would have obsessed over the idea of a wedding my whole life," she said on the UK's Heart Breakfast. But she'd never thought about it until she met the right person. In an episode of New Heights from January 2025, months before the engagement, Kelce shared his thoughts on fall weddings, which conflict with football season. "I actually don't know people who have gotten married in the fall," the Chiefs star said. "All the weddings I've been to, all my friends do it in the summer." And then there was the ESPN report that put a timeline on all of it. ESPN's Nate Taylor said that Kelce plans to marry Swift before training camp, which begins on July 22. If the duo hope to avoid a wedding that conflicts with Kelce's football schedule, it'd have to come sooner rather than later. On an episode of New Heights, guest Rory McIlroy got Kelce excited for one element of his big day, seemingly confirming that yes, the wedding will take place in 2026. Rory McIlroy, the golfer who just won the Grand Slam, got Travis Kelce worked up about his wedding. The cross-sports celebrity energy surrounding this couple is genuinely something to behold. It's hard to picture Taylor Swift getting married on a day that isn't laden with meaning. "I love numerology. I love math stuff. I love dates," she gushed on the August 13 episode of New Heights, her 2-hour appearance on her fiancé's podcast dropping 13 days before they announced their engagement. July 3, the day before the 4th, Taylor Swift's favorite holiday. If she's picking dates with intention, and she always is, July 3 makes perfect sense. In April 2026, a source told Entertainment Tonight that Swift and Kelce were looking forward to getting married. Taylor and Travis couldn't be more excited to begin this next chapter and look forward to the day they can call each other husband and wife, the insider said. Here's the thing about a Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce wedding: it doesn't just happen. It unfolds layer by layer, leak by leak. With every move, the couple makes getting scrutinized from every angle. And June 2026 has been a masterclass in controlled chaos. For months, a different date circulated with the same confidence that Madison Square Garden was being thrown around. For months, rumors circulated that Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce would get married on June 13. That day came and went with no wedding reports, and the couple further debunked the speculation with a public date night in New York City. They went to see Oh, Mary on Broadway and posed backstage with the cast. A Broadway show. On the night people thought they were getting married. That's either a coincidence or a very deliberate redirect. Given who Taylor Swift is, it's probably the second one. In the weeks leading up to the wedding, Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce have made several public appearances together. Page 6 reported the couple dined at New York restaurants Oresh and Via Carota and attended a Knicks game together. Kelce also joined Swift at her Songwriters Hall of Fame induction on June 11, 2026, per Page 6. A Songwriters Hall of Fame induction? He showed up in a suit to watch his fiancée be recognized as one of the greatest songwriters of her generation. That's the kind of detail that makes people fall in love with this relationship all over again. Now here's where the plot thickens a little further. According to the June 19 edition of Rob Shooter's Naughty But Nice Substack, sources insist the MSG event was never going to be the ceremony at all, which lines up with the theory that the actual vows happened somewhere private, and the arena is purely the reception, the party, the show, the thing that only Taylor Swift would think to do. While some reports alluded that the couple were considering renting out the Breakers, a historic Gilded Age mansion in Newport, there's a $1.7 million renovation project happening at Swift's Watch Hill home, which could indicate preparations for a very special event. Rhode Island, her beloved Watch Hill estate, the place she's hosted summer parties for years, the place she sings about. The question is whether the vows happen there and the reception happens at Madison Square Garden, or whether the whole operation takes place in New York. Planning an A-list wedding like this is a full-on operation that can include decoy locations, code names, strict no-cell phone policies, and ironclad NDAs. And Swift is deploying all of it. The couple's wedding planner has reportedly been working for months behind the scenes of the upcoming celebration. As one source explained about the planner's abilities, he can build something spectacular out of nothing. He also built and orchestrated a lavish, multi-day wedding experience for J.Lo in 2019. Multi-day for J.Lo. And now he's working on the Taylor Swift wedding. Whatever he's building inside that arena, it's going to be something no one has ever seen at a wedding before. Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce's wedding will be a celebrity affair. That defines trends and aesthetics for generations, similar to royal weddings like Kate Middleton and Prince William's and Meghan Markle and Prince Harry's. Swift's wedding dress will likely inspire countless dupes, and their venue selection could promote a boost in tourism for their chosen destination, much like her Eras Tour stops did. Many of Swift's fans have grown up alongside her, so their interest in her matrimonial milestone is personal. Pop culture psychologist Rachel Cowart says, "They feel like she's an old friend." And I think that affinity and just the desire for her to have a happy ending is greater than maybe we've seen in other conversations. That parasocial bond is exactly why this wedding has captured the attention of people who don't follow sports, don't follow pop music, don't follow celebrity news, but find themselves suddenly very invested in whether the invite list includes Ed Sheeran or whether the ceremony is in Watch Hill or Madison Square Garden. For now, the fireworks, the leaks, and the dueling reports have done exactly what Swift and Kelce seem to do best. They've kept the whole world watching and waiting for a moment. The couple are clearly determined to keep on their own terms. And honestly, that's the most Taylor Swift thing imaginable. The most anticipated wedding of the decade, happening at the most famous arena in the world, surrounded by over 1,000 of the most famous people on the planet, and nobody knows a single confirmed detail. Not Kylie Kelce, not the mayor of New York, not the guy from Bleacher Report, refreshing TMZ every 6 hours. The wedding is reportedly days away, and until that moment, the couple will keep doing exactly what they've done since day one. Let the world watch, let the world speculate, and then remind everyone that the real story was always going to be better